Saturday Showdown. Life Esports versus D+ Kia.
Who was it that played yesterday? Doran. That's right, yeah. And
Doran Shovel
took over the game. He will take that page out of it. It will be Rich's Yorick today.
Yeah. I feel like the composition for Gen G is pretty straightforward. Their skirmishing power is pretty insane. The ability to stack up the Braum pass are very powerful. You have things like the Xin Zhao and the Lee Sin and the Jace who all have ways to really quickly, really effectively stack that up. Their composition just allows them to team fight pretty effectively.
Rise on the top side here for DRX. We'll see if they can pull it off here in game number 1 against Gen G. I am a little bit worried about Rich playing Yorick into Keen's Jace. Uh-oh, Keen might be punished here. There's the pillar, it goes the wrong way. He still has to flash as the knock-up came in, but it knocked him up to the wrong side.
Yeah, now Sponge looking to pick up the Scuttle Crab. Canyon finds him.
Yeah, Canyon gonna go in on this one. Keen is here as well, even though he's really low. Now Sponge gonna take a big shock blast. The flash over the wall should come through eventually, but now flash on into Keen, and it's gonna be Canyon who gets first blood, and the knockback goes on to Rich, and now you've got Chovy here, and UCal can't do anything, and Rich wasn't able to kill Keen either.
The lane is just kind of like they both farm up, they both become strong. Maybe the better mid lane has more value in team fights, but we don't really see that here. Oh, Keen a little bit trapped.
Gets the knockback. Canyon's here. The shock blast does miss. Canyon level 6. Now we got to fight down on the bottom side. Duro's still not caring. He's going to hold up the door. Maybe he cares now. And yes, he will. He gets taken down. Just in a straight up 2v2 as well. Now we got to dive up on the top side. Canyon, though, is going to flash. And guess who's here? It's UCal. And eventually should be able to take down Keen.
Wait, I think he gets the execute here.
Really? Might actually just be able to walk it off. Yeah, he gets executed. Now Canyon gonna dash on over. He's got Chovy here.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, that's so sad.
You know, if UCal had his flash from earlier, he would have just killed Keen there outright.
They're just gonna do the grubs.
Oh,
they're just gonna take all 3 of them.
Not being there to help out. This is just the level 6 spikes coming from DRX, and Duro maybe should have cared a little more in this situation. You feel strong, you feel confident, you're Braum. But ends up flashing late after the ult and dies anyway. The Q still hits. So well played from DRX spot lane there, finding an angle and capitalizing on the big power this ult grant. He did actually die. I didn't see that.
Ruler also died. We didn't see that.
Like if Jace goes to his gate, he gets even more.
Sponge gonna go for the subjugation here, but he is taking a ton of damage anyway. The stun comes out. They're going very deep for this though, and Sponge lives. And now we have the ults coming out here from Mondale, just trying to peel. Lazyfield getting out as well. A bit of a 1v1 on the top side. UCal versus Canyon. And now Ondale gonna get charmed up. He stuck around for way too long trying to peel for the team. And he is the sacrifice. Will be blue buff on top of it for Gen G.
He's kind of stuck in the mixer. The Braum passive hits, the charm hits. Oh, now look at Chovy. He has no ult.
He does have a blast cone, but there's 3 people around him. Even UCal denies it. He heard me. Yeah, Chovy's just dead. I don't know how he ended up in this spot. They're trying to give the kill over to Sponge, and Chovy will be successful in that. But I mean, still, it's a big shutdown here for the Trundle.
Yeah,
past no vision, trying to pick up the blue buff, which he got, and then died.
Yeah, this was, you know, we've seen so many times supports dying for control wards. This is the mid lane equivalent of just being like, I'm gonna go pick up that blue buff.
Yeah.
Ends up paying for it.
Oh, blue buff is.
You know, Canyon's just trying to get a POM. Can you blame him?
Actually, if that's his play, smart.
Can you blame him? This is a Xin Zhao, but there are 4 people here. Engaged from Ondale, but they're going pretty deep for this one into Xin Zhao and Braum, who are not taking damage. Canyon, finally, they get into the circle and they take him out. But look at everybody's health bar. Only Braum is going to go down alongside of it. And now Lazyfield is left alone. He does flash. Oh, he's definitely going to be working on that. Right now, he's working on the Raptors. And the Rift Herald was just put down here.
No one riding it.
Just going to charge into the mid lane.
I like that. They give the Rift Herald free reign to make his own decisions.
Yeah.
And they're team fighting with Yorick. Well,
hell yeah. All right, the engage comes in. Canyon, again, the target here. Not sure about that. Ondale already dead. He's just gone. But Duro as well getting low. Chovy, he's got a couple of dashes still left over. Although he did take some poke damage from them. Now the re-engage does come in. Sponge gonna put down a pillar, just wants to kill the Drake, but this is so all over the place for DRX. They're killing the Drake there. They're killing, oh no. And no TP comes out here. It's just a full ace as everything goes wrong for DRX. Gen G just sweep them.
Yeah, yep. They're just team fighting. They bring the Yorick in just because they want a fist fight.
They didn't have to pick the Rel. They could have picked something else. Could have played Renata or Nico or anything. UCal just being chased down here. He doesn't have flash, he doesn't have his Realm Warp, and he's just dead. So, yeah, just face check the bottom Tri-Brush with no vision, puts down a ward, and just dies eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Rich wants to fight.
Well, I'm not sure he does anymore. The ghouls still do, but they're just doing their own thing. The pedals, and you got 8,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, it might have something to do with it. We do have Rich in a bad spot here, gets charmed. He is pretty tanky. He's also going to flash, and he does get away. Duro here, though, as well, so no revenge to be taken by DRX.
Duro has 100 AD. This is a strong brawl. Well, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, Keen has 350. That's a lot more.
Adapted force Braum.
He's got so much adaptive force. This is truly peak. This is peak Braum. This is muscle Braum.
Yeah, I remember top lane Tarek as well. Lazyfield might just die here, has to barrier. Didn't actually have to, but, you know, got a little scared there at the end.
Misses the counter. It's a lot of damage.
Hey, Seraph's Embrace just finished for UCal. We're going to have a team fight here. Sponge nearly dies to one phase combo, but the pillar, he gets the shutdown for Lazyfield. Look at Canyon as well in a really bad spot. Well, I say that, he kills Lazyfield actually. In goes Chovy. I think Gen Z are definitely having their fun with this one. As the Realm Warp does come in, Chovy now in a 1v3 scenario, and is still going to get the kill.
Still alive!
He still is! There's just no damage here for the side of DRX, and that is, again, an ace. This time it's not clean as two of them die, but I don't think Genji care.
Yeah, I mean, killing Keen at the start of the fight, a pretty good strategy when you're not 10,000 gold down, but unfortunately too far behind, even with the Jace taking off the cards. Chovy just cleans up the fight, doesn't die, keeps getting the resets. 40 petals right now for Genji. That's a good amount of adaptive force.
Hey, but Chovy missed his charm.
Duro has 105 AD. You know, I talked about, like, who would win in melee range, Duro or Lazyfield? I think it's still Lazyfield. I hope it's still Lazyfield. That's a strong Braum, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is a buff Braum.
So they're just baiting Baron here. It's still very early as Baron just spawns. And they're just going to look to turn onto Ondil, who says, well, I'm going to press my buttons and hope that somebody saves me. Canyon just frontlining here. Big Braum ultimate on the engage. And now they're not going to get away again as they're all stuck in the circle. And it's just lights out from here. The TP comes in onto the bottom lane. Rich has his head in his hands. It's not a good field, down 14,000 gold, 26 minutes into the game. And, yeah, that's game one. Genji, pretty good at this game.
Safe to say, I think. I think that's a pretty, you know, we sometimes say some outlandish statements, but I think we're pretty secure in saying that one. I think ultimately DRX, 100 wins for Ruler. Congratulations to him, huge achievement. And you can see 9th there, Showmaker Penham. And unfortunately, here's the sad thing, right? Because Canyon's on his team, you're not going to catch him until you split up.
And Chovy.
Yeah, you're not catching
They're all ahead of him. At least Ruler's ahead of Duro. He's got that going.
Yeah, Ruler who's better than you. I feel like that's the situation they put themselves in. Genji's comp was easier to play, and they are the strongest team in the league. I think you didn't set yourselves up for success. That's not to say that the game is unwinnable from draft, but I think it makes it harder, and then they made some flubs in game that really cost them.
Yeah.
And for Canyon, this is a 600th game in the LCK. Cuz very recently hit that milestone just ahead of him. Peanut has a pretty hefty lead.
And now we're thinking about Azeri.
Yeah, Oh, Tristana would be very, very rough to play into. I'm a little, you know, I don't think, Senna's strong, right? But I don't think this is a game where you massively need the range. Because I think when the fight starts, people are going to be coming in range of you quite quickly.
Yeah.
I think the Xayah would have been a great pickup. I think the Senna is just a little vulnerable. That being said, you can, if you're able to do it, you know when Nocturne pops his ult, if you pop your E, he can't dash to you.
Yeah.
Depends which way you go, but like 14 to 16?
15, yeah. Well, guys, it's game 2. Let's go. Last chance to avoid Rise Group and no shot at Road to MSI. They're going to get Keen's Flash here very early on. Fun times. I'm kind of glad that's out of the game.
Yeah, it's
very cheesy.
It reminds me of also like when Rakan on release, when there was no delay between his R and his W, so you just like RW flash from like a whole screen away, you're suddenly on top of them.
Yeah.
And there was such a health advantage from UCal. UCal willing him down, and then one trade and it's evened out. But now, Chovy doesn't have cooldowns for a little longer. This was a great gank angle.
Yeah. Chovy now realizing the spot he's in. Not a lot of hope for him. That's first blood given over to Sponge. Nice wrap around there, and Chovy will be punished.
How many extra attacks did Canyon do because of that dagger?
How many autos have you done? Flash on in. They're going to go for LazyField. A little bit of counter synergy there, but still level 6 hit by Ruler. And they're just going to look for Ondil instead. LazyField does get out for now. And yeah, he's just going to have to flash out of that one.
I mean, these champions have ways to get on the nod, don't get me wrong, but it's not fun.
Well, we got Ondil here, and there is a spell shield to come through, but the Senna ult's also going to help, and the cask just gets them away. Bunch of needles coming out from Keen. But yeah, that's going to be a nice positioning and timing there for Ondil to be in the top lane.
Yeah, Ondil was a little late to be able to help out. Information of how many the most targets Canyon has hit with his passive.
Yeah, Keen getting bullied up here on the top lane. I think he will go down. The knockup comes in, and it's a nice little dive here from Sponge to help out Rich even more in that top lane.
This is kind of the trade-off, right? Rich has managed to pick up a massive farm lead over Keen, and it's the trade-off where Ruler, he's very fed, but Rich is now getting very fed. Rich is going to get some plates alone in the top lane. Genji are going to take this tower on the bot side, and will get feats of strength if they are first here, which they should be.
Yep. Tristana and 2 people hitting it. Definitely going to outdo the Gnar.
That's what he gets excited about?
Yes.
He does get excited about a lot of things. He is pretty excitable.
Especially if it's a green basket. Little engage here over the wall from the Sponge. It's a lot of damage going into Kenny. It's being thrown around like a rag doll. And now the ult comes out, but he has to flash away. It's all disengaged here from the side of Chovy as now TP comes in from Keen. Re-engage angle looking for you, Cal, but it's only Keen in the front line as now Genji trying to get away. Flash by Chovy over the wall. No kills, though, going the way of DRX. I feel like they should have been able to get something from that. At least they're going to win the fight and look to push with this Rift Herald.
Wait, that's a center in there.
That's
okay, fine. Yeah, the probably was there for the coverage. A little bit of a scattered engage came out there from DRX. I feel like that's a conversation we always have.
Yeah, I will not comment on this any further.
Yeah, no further comment on that. DRX setting up for it. I'm not sure Genji really can do much to fight this. You can see Chovy pushing the side lane. He could TP in. I think they're just going to let it go.
Just take the turret and just let them have one. I think that's fine, but as you did mention, it is a bit of a pretty nice soul and individual Drakes for DRX, so they will very much enjoy each and every one of them. It's now Rich facing off against Keen, who he's very far ahead of, but still is going to be backed away on. Yukal did TP top, so no turret take here for Genji.
If Genji start... Oh.
Nice buffer.
Oh, the ult from Ondil?
Oh, but Duro over the top, and now it's the counter engage as even LazyField gonna flash and just die. And Ruler gets the kill. It's worst case scenario.
Brendan.
20 minutes into the game.
That is not a good number.
It's not really acceptable.
LazyField is 70 CS down.
Sponge is here. I think Keen is about to get a really rough wake-up call as the ult goes the opposite way. Maybe he just knew he was dead anyway, hit the minions. As Ondil, well, he's getting a lot of... Okay, that's the reset to Ruler.
Well, the Rich has just hit 14. Genji starting Arakan. Rich does have TP. Might have to use it here.
Sponge is miles away. He's so far away. Can he even get through Chovy to the objective on time? As over the top goes Duro. The TP is coming in there, looking to turn onto Yukal. Galio comes in as well. Ruler did get stunned up against the wall, though. Not doing damage for a while. Has to jump away after getting pretty low. Nisadakan also getting very low, but Ondil is as well. Big Gnar ultimate, and Poppy to knock them away. But the re-engage from Chovy taunts more, but no follow-up comes through. But the Otacon still goes the way of Canyon. Not a good-looking fight here for Genji, though, as Ruler does go down, and they're going to clap Gwen as well. And Chovy is left all alone, and he will eventually be taken out, so should be a lot of levels given over to the side of LazyField. At least DRX win the fight.
Yeah, DRX with a good fight there, able to punish Genji for that play on the Anakin. Unfortunately,
it's carry Poppy angle now. Sponge 4-0-3, 100% kill participation. And now Keen, rough spot. He's got Nocturne to help out, though, and maybe they go a bit deep, but everybody seems to be here on the side of DRX. Yukal gets low. Duro has to flash out of this one. Cask over the top. Not going to keep them around. So DRX try to force that fight, but doesn't quite work out for them.
Yeah, flash down on Yukal here, so I think it's...
Sponge is nearby. Boomerang gonna hit. They can still try to commit to this, but hop away by Rich.
Oh, this
Chovy
is bad.
does start using that early, and now the turn is coming in. And look at this, we got Keen all alone as the knockaway comes through from Sponge, and Rich picks up another kill. Even throws out a little emote.
Sponge is just having such a good game right now on this Poppy.
He is feasting. The opposite of famining, and Duro is just going to be fine. He still has his all. A ton of damage still coming up from Ruler. They still have to be so careful of this one Tristana, the one person on Gen G that exists in this game.
Yeah, it's basically just try and make plays when he's not there, and when he's there, give him a lot of respect. Keep distance, don't really aggress into him, give him a lot of space. Right now, 60 CS lead between the 80 carries.
Trying to go on a Yukal here. It's only Andal nearby. And this is the dive comp. DRX getting caught in rotation. And that's another kill over to Ruler now.
Did they just go Baron?
And we're just starting the Baron.
Okay. DRX moving over. See Duro on this flank angle. Will blast cone away.
Okay, I mean, there's already a lot of damage in, but Sponge is right there. So you have to respect the Poppy. Even as Nocturne, who can throw up a shield, a spell shield.
This is the sort of play you go for when you hope DRX overcommit to Dragon. Because, you know, Dragon's the objective that just spawns. Like, they'll be, if they focus on that, we can just sneak the Baron. By the time they realize, too late. DRX don't fall for it. Move over, force Gen G away. I think maybe if they put Na in a position just to solo the Dragon, that's the ideal. And I think that's what they're going for now. So the rest of the team just has to control this area. Rich doesn't have TP, but he's not that far away. It won't take him that long to solo the Dragon out here. And I think Gen G starting this would be a bit risky, but they look for a... Can't taunt flash anymore, Chovy.
They look for a what? Excuse me?
A fight.
Yes. I mean, Canyon's trying to run over.
He was looking for Teemos in the brush.
But Sponge is there. He can try to ult in. That's very close, but yeah, it's a little bit too late there for Canyon.
Chovy was looking for Teemo.
He's just going to go in, and he's got a Galio eventually, right? Okay, there we go. Canyon getting pretty low, though. It's a broken up fight, but now we got a taunt on this back line. Sonya's comes in. They are fine, and Ruler's just doing damage to the front line. Not so much just yet. As you see Keen getting some work done in that back line, but he's going to go down. As it was a very big overextension from Gen G, and DRX are looking to punish. Duro looks like he is going to flash, but the follow through. Oh, nice taxi there onto the blue buff. I think he actually does get away, but now we got pings on the Baron.
Fast enough, I think is a clear thing. Canyon's ult not quite available yet, but you see Ruler moving over. Blue team's going to come through, and Chovy has TP.
It's kind of difficult to zone away Ruler, but Ruler also can't the space check into 5 people. No vision on the Baron just yet, but they're trying to get it for him as a ward comes down. Rich gonna actually zone him away. And now he's gonna ult over the top though, and it goes over to Sponge. They do secure it, but what about the fight? We got a big taunt in the pit, and Chovy just keeps them all around. Sponge in a lot of trouble. The Ruler, he jumps into the wall. Not gonna get anything there. Keen does get the bounty, by the way, on Lazy Feel. And now we got Sponge. Everything is missing here for Keen, but the important part is that he keeps him around. He missed every single needle! Every one! And that means that Chovy has to flash. He does get 1,000 gold for it, though.
And it feels like we just saw back-to-back teams unable to facilitate them.
Yeah. I mean, you understand Rich's point of view. He did get the stun on the Nocturne, but it's still Nocturne. He's still able to ult into the pit. You're not going to get that out, as now we got a Nocturne ult trying to save Chovy. It's not going to do anything.
Okay, big pick. Able to find that kill, denying some of this Baron pressure.
We got there eventually.
In the end.
It does make sense. You know, Chovy, he's got a death cap. He's relatively fed himself. Not as much as Ruler, obviously, but the two of them, Keen and Ruler, are able to come forward. That's a big cast, but it's only going to get Alistar, who just ults away. They're using everything onto the ulted Alistar, literally everything, including the Senna ult. And now, they're just holding the helicopter and trying to back away. And they're the ones with the Baron trying to put on pressure, but that's going to end their push.
You know, the ults, the concept of it, pretty nice when I go for a pick off that, but we are looking at Chemtech Soul potentially in 30 if DRX can secure it.
A little engaged here, but that is a Poppy waiting for his opportunity, as now we have the dive coming in, and Yukal in a lot of trouble. He's taking damage, goes golden, but Canyon is in the back line, Keen's in the back line, and they're just chipping away at these front lines. Canyon is going to be taken out finally, but look at the health bars of DRX. Ruler only finally gets here, and now the real damage will be coming through as Sponge, incredibly tanky, but he's looking for Lazy Feel. He's getting the jump-offs as the explosion should go off and kill Rich. There it is, and he takes down Hondo, and that is exactly the fight that Gen G were looking for.
Quadra kill, no Penta. I know Ruler's going to complain about that one. Looked a little bit precarious, that fight, engaging before Ruler was even there. You know, your Fed carry. But it's just...
이긴 것 같아.
Gets that big explosion there for the explosive charge. Looks for the reset onto the Senate. Gets the reset there as well. Knows it's secured, so he flashes forward. Very well played. And now has 2.5k gold in the inventory. And we're sort of getting to the point where Keen is relevant. You know, wow. Oh my God.
Are they just going in on the Sponge? I mean, he is going to ult him away, and now Canyon has to just back out. Sponge is very low now.
Yeah, that's a signal to start Baron if I've ever seen them. Hopefully going to look for some honey food to grab on the way. But he needs to be here, and he does not have the health to do so.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing the Wolves, just trying to get some... yeah, it's just gone. I mean, look at the damage. It's insane from the Gwen and the Tristana. It's enough, but they get Baron for free. They just needed a couple of ults as now the engage comes in on a Canyon, but that's not necessarily the target you want. The follow-up from Duro is huge! And now you just have the Galio over the top. This is how this composition functions as we get the resets coming through for Ruler. And Lazy Feel, he's all alone. That's a triple looking for the Penta. We have these, it seems like, every day now. But I don't think he's going to be able to get it unless we have Rich giving it over, which we know he won't. It's only a triple, but it's looking good still for Gen G.
Looks like they're going to be able to close this one out. Only Sponge and Rich to defend. This is their chances to make it a Legend group, to make it to the road to MSI. Fading away. We're trying to defend the base. Not many minions.
Canyon's like, do I ult here? It's like, never mind. That's going to be the end of those two players, and Gen G will just end the game right here. A good try by DRX. You have to hand it to them. They had a lead for a lot of that game, but they weren't able to put the nail in the... So, yeah, 57,000 damage, I think.
Oh, is that it?
I think that's enough.
Is that it?
To get him POM.
Yeah.
I think all the other numbers look so miniature compared to
Feel actually did a good amount of damage on the Senate, considering, you know?
Almost 900.
He kind of got goofed upon.
BPM?
Yeah.
As a Senna that was that far behind, and yet it just looks so small compared to the 57.
Ruler really was just damage maxing in that game.
Will he be POM maxing in this series? The 2-0 from Gen G we expected. Game 2 was pretty close, actually. Made it pretty fun. I honestly, I sat down, I thought it was going to be a 2-0 stomp, and there would be nothing to write home about, but I'm glad we had at least one close game. Game 1 was... well, DRX got the duo kill, and that was kind of over. It is going to be Ruler with his first POM. Some of the fans were calling for it, and his KDAs were insane on top of it all.
It's crazy it's his first, and then you remember